For most people, buying their first boat is one of the most important financial decisions they will ever make, next to buying a house. There are so many different things to consider. Matt Sampson of the Norfolk Yacht Agency explains.
Someone new to boating presents possibly the biggest challenge for a salesman, because they often don't know what they want, and you have a series of questions just to try and gauge, one, their interest, and two, their requirements. And often their requirements are far higher than you can hope to achieve, and a lot of the problems you have is sort of directing their requirements to something which is nearly right, because the perfect boat is never quite out there. You know, you've got to make some sort of sacrifice with the boat.
It all depends what type of boat you're looking for. If for a starter's family, you know, we've got this sort of thing. You can sleep aboard, a couple of people, quite comfortable. And you've got the similar sort of boat here as well. You can say weekends, maybe a week's holiday, and it's an ideal starter boat. Family boats do start to increase in size. You can get many berths more if you go larger on the boats. This sort of boat offers a lot more accommodation, space, and a different layout completely as those smaller motor cruisers. They tend to have twin engines, which means you can do a lot more sea cruising work and go further afield, places like Holland, France, Belgium, and generally just widen your boating experience.
Here's the Isis 920. She's a 6-berth boat, if you'd like to come aboard. She was built in 2006. She's got a single 160 horsepower Yanmar engine. So for broad speeds, not a problem. You can do a little bit of coastal as well. She's a 6-berth and 3-cabin boat. She's got 30-foot length and 10-foot 5 beam. Here we have the helm position. Basically on here, you've got your main controls. You've got bow thruster, which is always handy, just for mooring up and generally taking her in and out of marinas. You've also got Ray Marine, chart plotter and VHF radio, which is more useful when you're doing coastal work. You've got your general instrumentation, rev gauges, engine hour counters. You've also got the more in-depth instrumentation, fuel levels, oil levels, temperature and volt switches for your batteries. Here you've got the galley, fairly standard layout for most galleys. You've got your oven and grill here. Up here you've got your 2-burner hob, 12-volt fridge. You've also got your sink here, which is hot and cold water, as well as filtered water for drinking. So basically in this galley you've got everything you need to cook a superb meal for your guests and of course your skipper. Here we have the forward cabin, which is the main sleeping cabin. You've got a nice offset double berth here, which is generous in size. You've got your lighting the whole way around the berth, easy access to your switches. You've also got an escape hatch here, which as well as safety lets in fantastic light. You've got storage underneath the berth as well as in this hanging locker. And then here you've got access to your ensuite. In here we have a secondary sleeping cabin, room for 2 people as well as great storage, and you've also got access to the heads. When we have a client comes to us, we try and assess their needs really as to what they're looking for. And we show them the boats that most fit, and we show them particularly the strengths and weaknesses. For example, if a customer's looking for one that gets under a certain bridge or if fuel consumption's an issue, we'll point out if it's going to be a problem with that boat.
First of all, you identify who the boat's for. Just for a couple, fantastic, which just opens up just about everything. But if it's for a family of 5, then you are looking for a certain number of berths. Potentially they might have 2 sons and a daughter, so they want separate cabins, so you might have to have 3 cabins. They might have never been on a boat before, so they only really want a riverboat, but they like the look of a sports cruiser. Now, you have to explain to them the pros and cons of both boats. Now, potentially a riverboat might not be as pretty as a sports cruiser, but it will give them better accommodation. It might give them more longevity with the use of the boat. Invariably, the sports cruiser is the much better looking machine, but may not be 100% what they're looking for. I like to give a very round opinion of both boats. You know, for example, you talk about the pros and cons of a shaft-driven riverboat with a 35 horsepower engine, or a petrol engine with a stern drive. So sometimes you can put them on a boat which they say, no, my friend from down the road said I mustn't have that sort of thing. You put them on board and it's just what they want. And you only get to know that by talking to them. And you have to build a relationship to actually get that sort of information.
I feel that Norfolk Yacht Agency cater for everyone, whether it be a complete novice or someone who's very experienced. I don't know anyone else really who could offer that complete service.
It doesn't matter if you're buying a £5,000 small boat or a £500,000 brand new 50-footer, you still get the same service and the same help from James and his team, whichever end of the market that you're actually buying.
I would say go down to Norfolk Yacht Agency. You've obviously got an idea of what sort of money you want to spend. Go and have a look round the marina and see what sort of boat you think you'd like. And then go in and ask the guys at Norfolk Yacht Agency and listen to them.